All right, we're back again. We're going to continue on with our remote start settings. You got your duration, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Pretty simple there. Not much to explain. Quiet start. Oh, I have a feeling. I have this off, and I have a feeling what this means is it's going to use, if you have battery power, it's going to use the battery power to heat up your car instead of starting the engine. It keeps it nice and quiet, doesn't wake anybody up, but it sucks up energy. Who wants to do that? So we're going to go back. I'm going to leave that off. System. Oh, remote start. Allow remote start. Don't allow remote start. Whatever. I want it on. Bite me if you don't like that. All right, out of there. No, I don't know what switch inhibit is. Well, I have it on, so I have switch inhibit whether you like it or not. We'll have to look that up. I don't know what switch inhibit is. I'm stupid. I should have known that before I did this. But then again, I'm not a professional reviewer. I'm also going to change. I'm going to put this back on auto, and I'm going to change the temperature. It's getting hot in here. And let's go back to home. All right. Let's go down to the next menu. Tire mobility kit. I guess it's to warn you when your tire mobility kit is old. Of course, you don't have a spare tire. Heaven forbid anyone give you a spare tire. Oh, it adds weight. Yeah, sure, it adds weight. It's cheap. They don't want to give you a spare tire. Bite me. Windows. Whether you can open it with your remote or not, that's cool. Turn it on and off. Again, whether you can open or close them with your remote, I leave that on. Don't know how to do that. I haven't looked at my remote. I haven't really read much on the manual. Don't really need that. For remote close, I probably should read up on that. But it's good to know you can do it. Wipers, you can do a courtesy wipe, which is nice when you first get in. It'll wipe the thing if it's wet and nasty. Rain sensing, on and off, so you can choose. Let me tell you something. Honda, you need to send some spies into Ford. Their rain sensing wipers work very well. They're not perfect. They don't get it always right. But they're much better than yours. They don't go nuts with a tiny bit of water and stay nuts for 20 minutes. It's very good. The rain sensing wipers on this car are good. I don't know why Hondas are so bad, but these are excellent. All right, we're out of that. And I think we're almost done with all our settings. Oh, no, we got the My Key settings. I'm not going to get into that. I don't know anything about that. Display settings. Language. Well, that's pretty simple. Units, again, that's going to be simple. Units of distance, whether you want the car to list, different kinds of units. Wow, it got a whole bunch of choices here. Liters and kilometers, and all, whatever. Miles and gallons, I'm in America. Again, Fahrenheit or Celsius for temperature units. Tire pressure bar, PSI or KPA, whatever has you. It's nice it gives you that choice. It makes it easier for them. Brake coach, I have that on. I like it that it gives me an idea how much power I'm saving with energy every time I brake. It's pretty cool. I like having that. Battery display, you can have that on or off. I want the battery display on there. It's good to know how much battery power you have just by looking at it. I don't know why anybody want to turn that off, but, Regen display. Yep. As you can see, it shows the battery, and it shows that little thing, like a circle. It kind of spins around it. Whether you want it to show that or not. That's a lot of details they're having you change on this. It's nice to have the choice. Is it necessary? I don't think so, but it's nice to have the choice. I leave that on. I like to know that when it's regenerating. It's regenerating most of the time. This car uses regenerative quite a bit. Driving history, remote hybrid restore hybrid vehicle default values. Okay, yeah, if you want to put it back to... Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to do that. I guess if you're selling the car, and so forth. And that is all, I think that is all the settings. Yep, that's all your settings. And that takes us completely out of this menu. And we're done with this menu. So, and if you want to get back to your regular stuff, you have to go to display trip. And that gets you back to your regular readings. Interesting. A lot of settings. I'm not unhappy about it. I'm going to tell you something else I was going to get to later. The seat heaters in this car, if you like a toasty butt and a warm back, you're going to like the seat heaters. When I say toasty butt, I mean your butt's going to turn red. The butt is much hotter than the back. Well, not much, but it's significantly hotter. So it's like they didn't didn't set it right. I don't know. It's not so good in that aspect. So that's something they really should look into and change, hopefully. But just let you know, I was talking about that later, but might as well tell you now, right? Also, I wanted to mention the brakes. I never mentioned this about the Honda and this car. You know, hybrid vehicles have always been discussed about how their brakes feel weird. And I never really noticed it because the brakes on my Prius were always weird. Yes, they are weird on that. On the Honda, not so much. On the Honda, they feel like normal brakes, even though most of the time it's regenerative braking. This car, you can feel the difference. This car feels like regenerative braking. It seems like older technology, a lot like how, Toyota's regenerative braking feels like. The brakes feel like over-boosted at times. They feel strange. And you can feel when the physical brakes, the calipers themselves are squeezing versus the regenerative brakes. You don't notice that. At least I don't notice it in the Honda. Honda did a fantastic job on that. I never mentioned it on my Honda Insight video. But it is an incredible accomplishment since nobody else seems capable of doing it. All right, we're going to move over to this side over here. We got several settings on here. They're not as good as Honda, in my opinion. Navigation, again, it does navigation just like if you use their GPS. This has built-in GPS. It'll show you how far away you are from your turn, left or right. In the meantime, when you don't do it, it shows north, south, east, and west. What's disappointing is, this will tell you what road you're on and all that, but if you're using, say, you're running your Android Auto or whatever, you're running Waze, it won't tell you that information up there. Nor will it tell you the speed limit. That's something else nice. Normally, like right down here in the corner, it'll tell you the speed limit of where you are. It's not really sensing it, it's just taking it from the maps. Usually they're pretty close. Close enough. But not when you're on Waze. I wish they could have found a way to communicate that information, throw Waze information into here, but they didn't. That's why I stick with the GPS that's on the car. Of course, your range, and of course your electric range, which is in blue. Excuse me. Here we go again. This is from talking too much. Occasionally, in case you didn't know, I never talk to anybody else. I'm going to lower the temperature again, even more. It's too hot in here. And I'm going to, I already shut off the seat heater. I might even put on the air conditioning seats. I've never tried those. I haven't had this car in the cold yet. All right, let's look into these menus here. All right, when you're in your navigation, see, getting back to the menus you need to, you can pre-program your home, your previous destinations, where you went. Auburn Animal Center, yes, we had, our neighbor's cat died. That's sad. And we went there. I go back. Your favorites, and it'll show you several points of interest that are nearby that are built in the GPS. I don't need to show you this stuff. It's really not all that important, but it can show you all these things. Just wanted you to see what is available. All right. You have your entertainment here. Audio is off. I'm going to turn on something, hopefully. Tell you what's on there, so forth. One of the nice things about this car that the Honda also doesn't have is that if you use these keys and hold them, it'll actually scan your music. You can't do that with a Honda. I don't know why. You have to use the slider. But you can scan back and forth, and of course, if you just tap them, they skip. I'm going to shut this off. I'm not looking for a copyright strike. Now, let's put it on again, and we'll turn down the volume way down so you can't really hear it. I haven't really fooled around with this. I generally do everything on the main screen for this. Looks like it doesn't show the picture for whatever you're listening to. Again, not really high importance to me, but it's nice to have it there. Now playing or entertainment. All right, left and right are okay. Yeah, you can also change by moving over. You can change AM, FM, Sirius, car radio, car music, which is the name of my thumb drive. That's something very interesting, too, about the Honda versus this. This one will actually take the name of the device you have hooked in there, which is car music, and put it up there. On the Honda, it says USB 1, USB 2. It's not a problem anymore in the Honda for me because I know which one's USB 1, which one's USB 2. But if you didn't know, you might choose the wrong one and you might engage to your phone instead of your thumb drive or into something else, and you end up with an error. It's freaking stupid. This car also has a CD player, something part of the Sony system, which is nice. I think that's going to make a lot of people happy over a period of time. Elliot, of course, that's the name of my phone. You guys have met Elliot. You know, I've never broken into that. Let's move over and see what it says when I go in there. Yeah, well, I got a lot of songs in there. I wonder if it's going to play anything. All right, but is it going to play? I don't think I have anything set for that. Yeah, I guess you have to have your phone set for it. I wouldn't normally have done this anyway. I just wanted to see what would happen. Let's go back to my car music because that's what I'm going to listen to in this car. Actually, this you can play. This is Beethoven's. Because I believe that's open source now, or whatever you call it. God, I am so stupid. Let's see. What other things do we have on this? No, entertainment. Entertainment. Now playing is okay. Yep. And just basic information. So it's basically how to run your stereo. Not bad. As I said, it's a busybody steering wheel. It's got a lot of buttons on it, but it makes it work. It works. I don't have a problem with it. We're going to turn the stereo off, and we're going to go back. You have to go back arrow to go back into the main menu here. Phone, choose it. All calls that you've done, incoming calls, outgoing calls, missed calls. The funny thing is I haven't found anything where I can save my favorite calls. I have to read the manual on that, but apparently I have no way of bringing up either in my phone book, which I can understand why I wouldn't want to bring up the phone book. That's a little large, but at least I can save my favorites on the Honda. Here I can go by my incoming calls, outgoing calls, or all calls, incoming calls. You know, it tells me numbers that have come in. You know, outgoing calls, and of course it'll miss calls, so you can dial from there. But that's all that's ever shown up on there. I think that's a little anemic and needs to be updated. You got your navigation, which of course, you know, you can show your compass and so forth. As I said, I already explained how navigation works. We don't need to go too deep. Fuel economy. It can show acceleration, range, cruise. Oh, yeah, your efficiency leaves. You can grow leaves as you use the car. I'm not an eco snob. I don't care. Basically, you can show different information in here instead. I personally like to keep it on the navigation. The main reason I keep it on navigation is because it shows your speed limit right down there. And it's 99.9% accurate. I love it. It makes it easy for me. And it also tells you what road you're on when you're driving. Unless you're using Waze or Google Maps, which it doesn't seem to connect to. I wish it did. I wish it could take that information and throw it in here. It's part of the Sync 3 system, which in my opinion kind of sucks. I don't like the computer in this car all that much. I think it's so-so. It's not bad. I mean, it's not like they make garbage. I guess sucked wasn't very nice. But it's not good. It's not good as in comparison to the Honda system. And it doesn't look as good. All right, we're going to pull back a little bit here. Give you a general look over here at your steering wheel. I said earlier, I don't even know if I completed my sentence, as I showed you where the buttons are. Cruise control on this side. Telephony. Music control on this side. On the Honda, it's the exact opposite. Needless to say, it leads to some rather obnoxious results with me, because I always hit the wrong side when I'm driving a different car each time. Nothing against Ford on this. It just sucks that it happened that way. It's got its own voice control, which you can do on here. Quite frankly, it sucks. Well, again, I'm not out to be mean. It's a nice sound.
Say a command.
And there are a lot of things you can say, and of course now it's probably going to freak out because it's not going to understand anything I told it. But you can go and just... yeah, shut up. And cancel. Over here, of course, you got your average, standard, resume, set buttons. There's really no reason to go deep into that, so we're going to leave that alone. All right, we're probably going to have to... It's getting dark in here. We're probably going to have to turn on the lights. Interior lights. Is that going to help? No, it makes... There we go. That helps. It's getting dark outside. I started this a little late. This is your main screen. Or your main look. I'm going to get a little closer. This is the bottom. It's a Sony system. It has a CD player. Never used it. Also has a nice sound button right here. That sound button gets directly to your settings for your balance, treble, etc., etc. It's nice to have it directly there as a physical button. You also have your AC control buttons, including you got cooled seats here too, as well as heated seats. Again, that has to do with the cost of the car, the value of the car. And of course, you have your temperature settings. You have dual control, climate control, a huge volume and control button, which is very nice. The ability to skip tracks, and of course, tune up and down. You know, maximum AC, all that. You can all control it directly from down here. Personally, I think this entire stack looks a little on the ugly side. I think it's getting a little too dark to do too many videos like this. I may have to continue all of this tomorrow. I'm up to the 15-minute mark, so I'm going to do a few more things here. So you can look down there. That's where you USB ports are. 2 of them nicely lit. You see how they're glowing? Very nice that you can find them under all circumstances. Next to it is a place to plug in DC hookup. This, of course, is my cord to hook up my phone. And there's a big room in there. You can lay your phone down. No wireless charging. Should have had wireless charging in there. Nice little holder. You can throw things in here. I like to put, I have my little Easy Pass. I don't want it stuck to my windshield. So I like to put it in here in the meantime, then hold it up when I need to use it. Cup holders. This obnoxious thing. This is their shifter. I think it's stupid. I don't like it. I don't like the way it works. I mean, it's got a low button for more regenerative braking power when you're driving if you want to. I mean, it's pretty basic. You know, reverse, neutral, drive, you know, I mean, there's really not much to it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in park. Not a fan. Not a fan. Sorry. Electronic parking brake, similar to the parking brake on the Honda. EV button. Nice thing when you press the EV button, we're going to go back up to here. I'm going to move a little closer. As I press the EV button, I can change to different modes. Either I can go I can set it to hold the energy for later. I can let the car control it automatically, which I usually do. Or I can choose EV, so it'll use only electric vehicle. Of course, that will only work when the car's heated up. The car has to heat up first. But actually, I think it might work in cold. No, it'll work in cold too. I leave it on auto. Just wanted to show you how it will change. We'll go back out of there. And you got a hill start assist. You get stuck on a hill. It makes it easier for you to pull out. You got your typical glove compartment. 2 buttons. You got 2 buttons. You got first one opens the full thing open, and you get this nice deep thing to put stuff in. Second one opens only the top, where I keep my little wipes to wipe things down, change and other things. And it's fuzzy, so things don't rattle in there. Very smart. Very smart. This car also has, I'm going to put on the lights. God, it's nasty in there. Well, sorry about how nasty it is in there. I have to vacuum it out. This thing is a dust magnet and a crud magnet. I have to scan in there. But you can see it's nice and green. You can change all those colors on the main screen. It's a cool little setup. I will show you that probably in the next video. Although, actually, I'm going to be doing a lot of screen stuff, so I don't really need much light to do that in the car. Quick look around. I don't actually know. No sunroof, which sucks. You got various buttons up here for your lights and so forth. Really not much to talk into. I mean, there's your microphones, I believe, for your voice recognition and for your telephony. And you do have a center speaker on here. Unlike the center speaker in the Honda, this one doesn't suck. This one works right. Although the stereo is kind of mediocre in this car too. You also have a nice, oh, there's my ugly face. I want it out of there. I don't want people to see how ugly I am. You also have a nice auto dimming mirror. And up here, this is where your buttons are for your garage. That was strange. I kind of usually used to them being on the mirror, but they're up here. Work fine. I'm perfectly happy with them. That's about all you really need to know about the inside. The back is the back. I mean, what do you need to know? It's a big seat. It's very comfortable. I believe there are vents back there for you. So it's a nice back. And they're pretty big speakers in this car. It's a Sony system, so it does give off a lot of noise. And we will go into that later. I'm going to shut off the overhead lamps here. Get those off because we're going to go into the main screen. We're at about 20 minutes into this video. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the lights again. I have them on automatic. That'll turn up the brightness. And we're going to go into the main screen of this car next. Woo! That really brightened up. I wonder if I should do a 2X. Yeah, 2X is going to work better in these cases, and we'll go over it. Might get a little shaky. I do apologize for that. I am a shaky kind of guy. I can't help it. I know, it's awesome. All right. Now, I'll show you the difference between night and day. Or am I? Do I have this set right? Yeah. There it goes into night mode. This is your main home screen. I'm going to put it back into day mode so you can get just general ideas. Besides, it's brighter and I guess a little easier to deal with when looking at it, if it ever does it. There we go. This is your main screen, your home button. That'll always get you home. Gets you to this main screen, which shows you your GPS, which I thought was kind of crappy on this car, but it's actually not a bad GPS. One of the negatives, though, is that you don't get any updates on it. On the Honda, I believe you get several years of updates. It's not so easy to do it, but you can do it. And I think you get one update a year for like 2 to 5 years or something like that. This one, you get no updates. And the updates are a fortune. They're like $80 for one update. That is stupid, Ford. You need to make a deal with these guys and at least get a couple of free updates on this thing. It should not be anything else. Here's, of course, it'll show you what your audio is when you're playing it. We were playing Beethoven, and whenever you do your volume, it's right up there. Maximum is 30. Yes, I listen at maximum a lot. Another nice thing on the main screen is that you have your steering wheel control heat volume, which is heat control, which is very good because, as I said, the lady who lives in my house, she likes to turn it off. I like to leave it on. So she can turn it off and on, and I can turn it back on. Generally, to get to your radio, we're not going to get into the radio yet. It's way too early to get into the radio. Temperature controls, so forth. Let me see. I think if you hit up there, yep, it'll go right into your temperature controls. We'll go back to that later. Up here, let's see if we hit. Yep, you can do in your clock settings. Again, we'll go back to that when we go through all the settings. Wonder up here. I haven't pressed up here. Yep, that'll go into your Wi-Fi system settings. Again, we'll go through all those settings too because I'm a gadget lover and I'm going to show you guys all the settings I can find. All right, let's pause here and we're going to go on to the next video.